How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Charlamagne the God endorsing Kamala Harris for president and not Joe Biden. This particular story is hilarious, totally hilarious. Now, before I go any further, I got to back up a little bit here to explain to you why I'm doing this story today. Charlamagne the God is part of a radio show called The Breakfast Club. They've been a topic of conversation surrounding politics for some years now. Let's go back to when Hillary Clinton was running. Remember the whole hot sauce in the bag comment that she made? She did that on The Breakfast Club.
No more questions? They said no, she has to go.
What's something that you always carry with you?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you getting information right now?
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce in my bag, swag?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yes.
Now listen, I
yes.
just want you to know, people are going to see this and say, okay, she's pandering to black people again.
Okay. Is it working?
And remember the most recent comment, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. That also happened on The Breakfast Club.
Listen, you got to come see us when you come to New York, VP Biden.
I will.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact I want something for my community.
And the funny part about that clip, it was just Charlamagne the guy I'm gonna talk about in this video, and not even any of his co-hosts. So the common denominator here is Charlamagne. You getting a big middle finger from the Democratic Party, Democratic candidates running for president, not once, but twice, over a period of years, and you're still voting for the same party? Why? Now, he came out on CNN to say, hey, you know what? I'm voting for Kamala Harris, although, you know, I'm not really voting for Joe. The whole old white man thing is not really up my alley. Now, before I go any further, let's watch that specific clip. In that clip, you'll see what I said there. After we come back, I'll talk about what he said. I'll talk about what Don Lemon was saying. Then I give you the rest of my 2 cents, my deep detail analysis, and then I wrap it on up with a nice bow on top. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Trump is targeting young black males, and promo and marketing, it works.
For marketing. Okay, just real quick, because I have a couple more things I want to talk to you. If you can give me a quick answer. Do you think that Kamala Harris on the ticket, do you think Senator Harris, does that help with black men and women?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when we were pushing for, Joe Biden to pick a black woman as his VP, Senator Harris was who I had in mind, and I'm voting for Kamala Harris. I'll tell you that in a heartbeat. I'm not necessarily voting for Joe Biden. I'm voting for Senator Kamala Harris.
Well, you got your, don't you have your voting, your ballot right there?
I do, actually. I showed you this before we got on, but
you just showed me the envelope, but I don't know what's in there.
Listen, I'm voting for Senator Kamala Harris. You
Yeah.
know, I believe Kamala's a political change agent. I think she's exactly the leader this country needs to lead us in the future. If she's not, then I'll just be wrong. Because I'm going to be honest with you, Don. I'm just so tired of old white male leadership in politics. And I can't speak for all black Americans. Black Americans are monolithic. I'm only speaking for me. And, to me, I'm just sick of that. I'm tired of old white male leadership in government. Trump wants to make America great again. Biden wants to build back better. As a black man, I don't want to do none of that because we know America has never been great for everyone. And when we talk about building back better, it's like saying we are trying to return things to normal, but America's normal hasn't worked for black people.
All right, so you saw that, you heard that. Now, like I said, this is just fantastic. You can't make it up. I mean, I could be the best fiction writer on planet Earth. I could not make a story like this up. Charlamagne, you get the middle finger over and over again from the Democratic Party. They don't do anything for you. The places in which Democrats have been ruling for the past 50, 60 or more years have not done anything positive for the black community. It's just not going well. Go to any Democrat run place, go to the black community. It's the same as it's always been, even worse. Okay. In 1960, we had about an 80% two-parent household in the black community, which was a problem back then. 20% of parents being unmarried with children was a problem. Now we're almost the reverse. We're having 6% single-parent households. So you go from 80% two-parent married households to 76% single-parent unmarried households, right? That's a big-time problem because a lot of your prison inmates, a lot of you guys that are just engaging in general lawlessness, unproductive behavior, drug addiction, come from single parent households. Okay. Now, if you come from a single parent household and you're great like me, then that's fine. But statistics show a different story when you're looking at the entire country, okay? We have not done well under Democrat rule. There used to be a lot more voter parity in the black community, about 50-50, give or take for the, Democrat, Republican, but now it's like 90-10. That paradigm is not working out really well, Charlamagne. You should know that. Okay, you come from South Carolina, you know what it is. What is that, Columbia, Charleston, wherever you come from, you know what it is, Charlamagne, right? They come on your program and just slap you in the face. They do nothing for you. And Charlamagne was asking some good questions when Joe Biden was on. He was talking about the black community and tangibles and things that can really help. And Joe Biden was like, look, man, I don't got nothing to tell you. Vote for me, you ain't black. How about that? And he just took it. Now, Charlamagne's kind of in the weird situation, and I'm going to explain that. He just did an interview. Well, he interviewed his boss, Puff Daddy, because if you don't know, Puff, a.k.a. Diddy, a.k.a. Sean Combs, owns Revolt, which is like a TV station. And The Breakfast Club is aired on Revolt, and it airs on iHeartMedia on the radio. So Puff is Charlamagne's boss. So, of course, Charlamagne has to pretty much roll with whatever Puff is doing, because not only is Puff your boss, this is also an industry connection. And you're in the industry, you're around music and entertainers, you'll make sure you have good relationships. All right. So if a particular artist comes to The Breakfast Club and they want them to keep coming back, they can't talk badly about their music, not for the most part. Charlamagne will talk bad about some people, but not everybody, because he wants to maintain good relationships. He doesn't want to burn too many bridges, right? So he can't burn the bridge with Puff, because Puff already come out and said, I support Joe Biden, I support Kamala Harris. And then Puff has the quote unquote Our Black Party. And speaking about the Our Black Party right quick before I keep on going with Charlamagne, Our Black Party, the political party that Puff Daddy started like 2 days ago, right before the election, to only come out and endorse Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. When you go to the website and click on the contribute button, it goes straight to Act Blue. Act Blue is a payment processor for the Democrat Party. Okay, everybody that's running as a Democrat gets their payments processed through Act Blue. They give them obviously the most piece of the money, the biggest piece of the money, but they take a little percentage for themselves for the service of payment processing. Now, out of that money, they give to whoever they want, to whatever charity they want, to whatever candidate they want. And I'm pretty sure that Joe Biden is going to be the apple of their eye. All right. Black Lives Matter is also on Act Blue. So we pretty much see what's going on. I feel like his little political party is no more than a donation funnel for the Democratic Party, but I digress. The whole point is that Puff has the Our Black Party and the Democratic Party in disguise. He has endorsed Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. So Charlamagne got to do the same thing. He's got to fall in line with his boss, whatever he says. And it's really embarrassing. If I am going to vote for someone, I'm not going to vote for the guy that embarrassed me on television in front of the whole world when I'm asking him about things that he can do for me. If you're not giving me an answer to my question, first of all, and you embarrass me, disrespect me live on TV, why would I vote for you? Talking about, oh, I'm voting for Kamala Harris. Sir, that's not how it works. That's not how it works at all. When you go drop your vote off, mail it, whatever you want to do, when you do that, you are voting for Joe Biden. You can say I'm voting for Kamala Harris, and that's fine if you want to make yourself believe that to feel a little bit better about your decision, but you're still voting for Joe Biden. Kamala Harris is not running for president. Her name will not be in there for president. You're going to put Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, send it off. That's what it's going to do. The same white man that disrespected you, gave you the big middle finger in front of the whole world, or the 94 crime bill that locked your grandmama up, your daddy up, and everybody else might have locked you up, Charlamagne. You might have had a cocaine charge back in the day. I don't know, but I digress. Locked everybody up, and then you had Slick Willie, Bill Clinton, apologize for that bill, said, hey, we were trying to do something good, but it went too far. Rather than Joe Biden doing that, what did he do? Well, look, so what? I wrote it. What you gonna do about it? Cry harder, basically. So it's pretty funny. And Don Lemon, you got to be ashamed of yourself, sir. Getting triggered and butthurt because you got guys that, might not want to vote for a Joe Biden, that might want to ask Joe Biden what's he going to do for the black community before they just go out there and vote for him blindly. because he was kind of like dry insulting Ice Cube because he was mentioning guys that are saying, well, I'm not for either side and I'm going to see what they got, like it's somehow a bad thing. Okay, so you want to get on this platform, Don Lemon, and insult Ice Cube, insult black conservatives, insult everybody. He almost insulted Charlamagne because of how he was talking about Joe Biden and everybody else. Okay, you want to insult everybody black, but at the same time talk about how racist Trump is, how dangerous the white man is. Meanwhile, you married to a whole white man, Mr. Don Lemon. That's the funniest part. You want to blame the proverbial white man for everything that's wrong. Meanwhile, you got a whole white man in your bed every night. What's going on with that, sir? But again, I'll move right along. As I close, I want to say this. I'm not going to vote for a guy that disrespects me when I ask him, what's he going to do? If you want my vote, what are you going to do? What do you propose? What's your plan? Vote for me, you ain't black. Excuse me? I'm not voting for a guy like that. I'm just not going to do it. But I guess Charlamagne the God sees that as a better option for some reason rather than Trump. And again, to defend him a little bit, he's been calling Trump, a fascist and a racist for the past 3 to 4 years with no evidence of a thing like that even being true, with all the things in the world that, like the very things that he was asking Biden to present to him on that day when the whole "you ain't black" comment was made, is what he actually got from Trump in the Platinum Plan and also for the past 3-4 years. Okay, you got what you asking for. Look in the right place. You keep looking in the wrong place. It's like, this whole battered wife syndrome. All right, not trying to make light of anybody that's been an abuse victim. I'm just saying this is kind of syndrome where you keep going back to this man that keeps putting his hands on you. All right. At a certain point, you got to realize what's happening and leave that dangerous situation behind you. Don't keep going back to it because it's comfortable and it's familiar. All right. I'm not going to keep going back to a person that treats me like garbage and vote for them time and time again. But that's exactly what Charlamagne the God is doing. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that Charlamagne makes sense, to vote for quote unquote Kamala Harris, although it's got to be Joe Biden and then Kamala Harris? Does it make sense? Would you rather have Kamala Harris, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris than Trump and Pence? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at with it. I say Trump 2020 all day long. This guy actually getting things done. Not even a politician for real, an outsider that came just like as a blessing, really. He could have just stayed doing what he was doing, chilling, and let this whole farce continue of politics in America. You got some good guys that are out there, but it's hard for them to rise to the top because of all the things that kind of go on in politics. All right. I'm glad that he's here, and we need more guys like him. So when Trump is finished, when Trump is done with his second term, because he will win again, we need the next person to come in and carry the torch and not be caught up in this whole political thing. And the funny part, as I close through this time, is that Charlamagne the God is caught up in politics himself. Okay, you can't offend Puff. You can't offend your viewership on iHeart and on Revolt. You can't offend Don Lemon. You got to keep your friends. You want to go to these parties. You want to be on podcasts and stuff like that. You want to maintain all your relationships. So you can't come out and say, well, I don't want to vote for anybody. Now you got to support Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, or Joe Biden and Kamala. You got to support that ticket specifically. But in your mind, you got to find a way to rationalize it so you don't feel like a total moron and a total just clown for being disrespected on TV and then still going out there and voting for the very same person. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.